Hi everybody, this is a instructional video or tutorial, depending on how you see it, related to our PSH SharePoint site. I'm just going to kind of go briefly over some of the main areas of focus here, but what we have here is our calendar activities related to some of the PSH. It'll probably also have things related to what we should be doing from a team perspective of getting deliverables done by a certain date, as well as some of the meeting activities that are happening related to the PSH teams. Some of the features that you can do is you can scroll between months to see what's going on. And like I said, some of the deliverables that need to happen based on some of the team activities, like current state process map is saying that we should be done by the 28th of February. Some of the other things that you can do with this calendar is you can actually kind of put your cursor over some of these areas, and it'll kind of give you a little bit more detail about that particular event. If there's more information within that event, you can click that particular box and you should be able to see more information related to that event or activity. The other thing that you can do with the SharePoint site is relate to team documents. So right now this site has admin documents, ortho inpatient documents, and ortho outpatient documents. So within the admin, for instance, we have all these category folders in which we have documentation related to those particular categories. For instance, if you go into org charts and click that, you see you have two documents here. One is related to some information related to the committee organization, and if you click that, you'll see this, but in most cases most people will probably not see this, and the reason for that is most people have read-only access. There's going to be only a few that has the ability to read and write, and the reason for that is to control the amount of information that is being uploaded into the site, to make sure that we're properly putting these documents in the right locations for everybody to access. So in this case, I'll just go ahead and say OK. As you can see, this particular document has the different committees and the mission, how often, and so the members that are actually in these meetings. So I'm going to close this. If you click this particular document, what you'll find is a PowerPoint presentation that actually has more of an org chart feel of all the different committees, as well as who's under each committee and team. So one of the ways you probably will want to get back out, well, there's two ways of doing that, or actually there's multiple, but my customary and more favorite way of getting back to the main site is if you put your cursor under this operative search go home, you see it underlined, click that, and it'll take you back to the front site. So if you go back with the front site, you have all these other areas of folders in which they have materials. For instance, if you go into the Lean Six Sigma folder, you'll find two folders called projects and training materials. Training materials, you'll see some of these right here that have inserted for just educational reading for some of the teams to review. So if you look in process mapping, you'll see some examples of value stream mapping and process mapping instructions. So if you open this, you'll see some PowerPoint presentations, kind of like a how-to related to creating a process map. So I'm going to go back to the main site. So that's the admin portion of our folder categories, and more likely these folders are only going to be controlled by two people, myself and probably Haide. So for everybody else, if we want to add documentation, it would be something that you would have to notify us to add anything into this admin folder. But for this particular one folder here called articles, that is actually being probably used more often than most by Dr. Kane. And he'll probably insert articles related to our PSH, and let's just say if it had something to do really specifically to pre-op, he'll open this particular folder and add that document by browsing, finding document, and clicking OK, and it will be inserted or uploaded into this particular folder. So with that being said, I've already set up customized alerts for all these folders right here. So based upon, let's just say if it went into pre-op, it would go to the pre-op team members, the leaders, the team leaders, surgeons, and some core staff. Now, depending on whether or not, if you wanted to share that with the rest of your team, as the leader, you have the ability to just go ahead and send that alert notification that is set up as these are sent out. You can forward those alerts to your individual team members, and they can easily go ahead and select that link and send it to be able to view that information directly using that link. Going back to the main page. Here what we have is groups, ortho inpatient and ortho outpatient, and it works very similar to what I just mentioned here in the admin, but each one of these folders belong specifically for that particular team. So really, if you open up let's say the ortho outpatient intra-op, so that team will own all these folders and what they can actually put in here. Now let's just say if there's not a folder to describe what you're actually adding documents for, you know, just let me know, or let myself or Heidi know, and we'll add a folder in here for you guys to be able to add the document. If you want to be savvy enough to go ahead and add your own folder, you can actually go here to where it says documents and say add new folder, name it, save it, and you'll have a new folder to create another category within your documentation of how you like to file it. So in this case, we have process maps that have been, we've added documents to, and we separated by current and future state. If you go into the current state, as you can see, you have all these documents that have been added to the folder. Like anything else, if you wanted to see what the folder looks like, you just click that, and you'll, voila, you should be able to see that particular document. And this one, this team actually put a very detailed process map together related to their process. So if you click the back button back, you'll go back there. And if you want to go back to the main site, once again, I'll click Browse here from the library and click Preoperative Surgical Home. So now you're back to the main page. We have some additional things that that we are also using, announcements, and that's probably going to be controlled more by myself and Heidi, just to share any overall team communication related to any kind of special events, or just reminders or something to just let everyone know, hey, this is something that's going on, and it's just a form of communication, rather than just writing writing an email that says all. Because within this announcement, it's going to be set up to where all team members that are on this site will be able to get this communication when delivered or written. On the team blog, this is something that that I just started based on a suggestion from one of the teams or a team member. And a blog is basically, for those of you guys, Twitter or whatever, you have the ability to start a conversation and have others kind of chime in related to whatever the topic and subject content is. And it's pretty easy to actually use. You'll click Team Blog, and you'll add a new discussion, and you'll type in, hey, let's blog, and then in the actual body you can put a little more detail. Let's fill this up with replies. Let's just say that. You'll save it, and you just created a new subject matter And when team members actually go into the site and they see a blog subject they'd like to reply to, they'll simply just click here and they'll just reply. And we'll just reply, okay, let's blog, save, and there you go. So when the next person comes back to the site, they'll see that within that subject that they created, they have one reply. And in that case, all they have to do is click here again and see what those replies were. In the future, we may want to go ahead and set up alerts to let the content person that created that blog to get alert notifications about what and when those replies look like. But for right now, I have not turned on that feature, so it requires manual ability to go back in here and see whether or not there are any replies. On the Team www, what the www stands for is what, when, and who. Think of this as your task items in which you want to be able to capture during your team meetings. And how you would do that would be, you would go and click the Team www. It would actually bring out this list. You say add item, and you put in the what the issue category is, when it needs to be done, and who needs to do it, what are some of the specific actions that you would want this task to have, and comments would be for anything else. And how I would use it is if the task is overdue or something, or you're just doing an update to the status, I put a status update regarding where this particular task is. And right now the status is defaulted to active as you save it. But later down the line, you're probably going to want to be able to close it when those tasks are done. You'll simply just come back later down the line, hit this right here, this drop down arrow, and say edit item, and be able to go in here and change that to close, and then save, and it'll have that status as closed. The other good thing is this is kind of like a live list, and with this list you'll be able to filter as this list gets bigger. So for instance, if you're wanting to know, I just want to be able to just see everything related to Ryan Field, your list will only have that filter of Ryan Field, and let's say you just want to be able to see just active items, and so we'll just kind of filter to action items. Now you can go back to the main menu and of this SharePoint site, and that's pretty much it. Don't really want to get too in depth in the first instructional video because it could probably get more complicated, but that's some of the basic features of what we're going to be using the SharePoint site for, which is to just document or keep track of all of our information related to the PSH, as well as being able to have our team members to access certain folders in which they are a significant part of, like the folders here in the inpatient and outpatient team. Once again, how I would look at the admin folders would be just supporting information for the teams, for all the team members to view. Okay, if there's any particular questions or comments related to the site, please feel free to contact myself, Kwong Pot, and we'll try to help you navigate through the site, as well address any troubleshooting issues or any customization that you would like to do, or any customized alert notifications for very specific team members. That's about it. Hope you have fun using the SharePoint site. Bye.